Yep, we here again. We here again. Link is in the description. Another video I want to talk about: bigger pockets. Um, start watching bigger pockets probably 2017 or 16. One of them because Wilscon would always talk about bigger pockets. Erica Williams, and I used to watch her a lot. So I think it was 17 or 18, say. But I was watching Bigger Pockets over there. She would always talk about Bigger Pockets, how Bigger Pockets, what's going on, young? Talking about Bigger Pockets and talking about how Bigger Pockets, the way they make their moves, and Bigger Pockets pretty much mainly focus a lot of times typically on the aspect of making money. You know, that episode talks about how this young lady went to college. She lived in poverty, got a full ride to a school, and end up um, taking the chances um, and became financially literate due to not having money and overspending money when she was in college. She had a full ride to school, but still came out $20,000 in debt due to her overspending in college. So that was the thing that got her on track. She started learning money, and now she wants to teach financial literacy to kids in school. And I'm like, we used to have that when we was in school. The bankers wanted that stuff out because you got to understand when you don't have financial literacy, that's how you get your overdraft fees. That's how you get mismanagement of money. That's how you get in credit card debt because you're not taught this. The banks make so much money off of fees. I mean, even down to the point I think Wells Fargo was making over millions of dollars in overdraft fees. I would personally say close to $20 million in overdraft fees because Wells Fargo's on both sides, on both coasts. They have millions of customers, so overdraft fees killing. I remember when I was with Wells Fargo, I think I had $600 in my account, but I spent 600 and let's see, what was it? I had 600 and I believe I spent a little bit over that. And the crazy part about that is, I think it was like 650, 625, whatever. But the crazy part about that was I ended up getting an overdraft for seven negatives because it was over the weekend. The last thing I did was pay my cell phone bill that Monday. And I'm like, I did all those small transactions this weekend, pay my cell phone bill. Uh, they probably gonna overdraft me on my cell phone bill, but I had the money in there later or something like that. That's what I was thinking. Boy, was I wrong. They hit me with the largest transaction first, and then every transaction to follow. And then when I was closing the account, they was like, "No, sir, no, sir. We'll reverse that. We'll do this. Just don't leave us." And I told my wife, I was like, "This always occurs with Wells Fargo. Like they always doing this with this overdraft fees and everything else." I'm done with it. So I ended up going to another bank. But the crazy part was, I didn't know about overdrafts. I knew if you use the money and wasn't there, that you'll get an overdraft. Of course, I knew that. But I was under the assumption of they go in order. Whatever ones you charge, they're charged from there. And they were like, no. On the weekend, they can randomly just grab any one of those charges and put them in the slide and say, well, we're going to start with the biggest one. We're going to start with the smallest one. It don't matter. They That's how they roll. And so when it came down to it, I was real upset about that. So I just, like I said, had my time to where I was like, man, I'm not even fooling with Wells Fargo no more. Ended up going to another bank. Actually got PNC and Navy Federal as well. But the crazy part didn't know about finance. And in this video, if you watching the link, she talks about that, and she talks about the struggles of learning because you already don't have money, so you want to, like, so-called feel normal. Because she said her father and mother immigrated to came to America, and so they dealt with everything in cash. You know, it was just the system that they had. When 2020 happened, um, they couldn't get those paper checks no more to go take them to the check cashing place or whatever. They didn't have a bank account, so it had to be on a debit card. They didn't want no cards, no account. They did everything in cash. And it's funny how the guy, she was saying how her father told told the kids when they were older. He was like, "I got 9 kids. If every kid gives me $100, I'm debt free. I don't got to pay no bills." You know, and I was crying, laughing. I was like, "That's the thing," because you know, if I got 4 kids now. If I get all 4 of my kids to give me $200 a month, that's $800. I'm good. You know, I can retire off that 800. But I wouldn't do my kids like that. But at the same time, it just was funny how he said it, because his daughter was like, "Nah, you didn't think that through. You didn't have those 9 kids just to get out of debt." Because in actuality, I was laughing at it, saying that he had these 9 kids, but at the same time, look how much it was of a struggle to raise these 9 kids just to get them to the point to pay it forward. So I wouldn't advise that for people. I mean, raising kids are very expensive. The deals, well, field trips, school supplies, clothes, all expensive. All inclusive, nah, all expensive. But like I said, check out the video in the link. Like, I'm not gonna be here too much long because I gotta get to the work job. It's Friday. I gotta do my walk. I might do something tomorrow, man. I gotta be here for the grind and see working what's going on. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to jump off in a minute. I'm just telling people to go check out that video that I put the link in the description about bigger pockets. And I always watch bigger pockets, looking at far as my real estate journey, but basically the financial journey. You know, um, bigger pockets. Like I said, I got it from Erica Williams, the Classic Climb. Always over there watching her channel. She gives some good information. A lot of great channels. Um, Charm City buyers. Um, Max, I think this guy named Maximilian, and her and Andre Hatchett is just like number one cool, man. Andre Hatchett always doing the notary. I got a lot of games from over there on Erica's channel. So, it kind of phases me sometimes when I hear guys saying that women, don't really offer or can teach. I mean, I guess it's your ears not open or something, to a degree. But when it comes down to it, hey, look at the link in the description. Just look at the video. I mean, give you tons and tons of information what you can, actually use in your everyday life. Um, just food for thought. When it come down to it, she grew up in a rough situation, poverty. I mean, where her intention is to try to help a lot of kids get out of this and have this and now have this mindset, I don't see it happening because, like I said, the banks make money. That's why they took checks out, because checks are no longer used. But at the same time, you can replace them with bank classes for finances so you can balance your account. Knowing about your 401k. I didn't invest in my 401k. Oh, dude, what's going on? I ain't invest in my 401k to probably like 21. I didn't know anything about it. Nobody really set me down and talked about it. So it was something I didn't invest in. I had to go through a process of, man, like, what is this 401k? I hear all these guys talking about this. Let me go talk to someone and get some more information. Got the information, signed up for my 401k, ended up did pretty well with it. I ended up closing it out, but I got some other investments I'm doing. But at the same time, like I'm saying, go and check out the link in the description. Bigger pockets, and you know, like I said, food for thought, because a lot of us don't know about finance, and that's our biggest problem is money management. And to deal with the money management, we have to understand like our biggest asset is our strengths in learning. You know, a lot of us don't necessarily take the time. Lisa, how you doing? And Bunny Rose, but a lot of us don't take the time to do research. And I said this in one of my previous videos that everybody's dealing with these relationships with the their partner or uh, husband, wife, all this boyfriend, girlfriend. What about your relationship with money? A lot of us don't have a good relationship with money. And that is mainly our downfall. That's why we always into debt. That's why we're always trying to climb out of debt. That's why we always don't have no money. We don't have good relationship with money. You know, you have long term goals that you want in a relationship to be married. Where's your long term goals as far as your money to retire? Where's your long term goals is putting money aside? I always talk about paying yourself. A lot of people don't pay themselves first before they get paid on Friday. They just work to pay bills. And the lady, she talked about that in the video. She said when it came down to it, she would always go straight to getting a check, spending it all up, and waiting on the next check to come. I was in that position, but the thing of it was I was making so much money, I didn't care, and I had money just to the side, but I would mostly just about spend my whole check. And it came to a point where, like I said, I had to learn to, hey, stop doing all that. Mahogany, what's going on? I caught your video this morning. I gotta finish it up. I was halfway into it and I had to reboot my phone, but I'm gonna finish it up today. But like I said, I'm about to jump off of here. Check out the link in the description and it'll kind of help you realize and know what I'm talking about. But like I said, our biggest asset is us learning about money. Learning about the stock market, learning about financial decisions with life insurance, learning about because I keep saying this and I'm gonna keep saying this and repeating it. When people keep talking about generational wealth, it's not the money, it's the knowledge. You can have the money but don't have the knowledge. The money stays in that generation. The money and the knowledge, then it goes to the next. And we had that discussion yesterday. Go back and look at that video yesterday morning. Dr. Dunbar and Alonzo came up and we were discussing the video. We was talking about that. A lot of times where people will have money. That lady made $182,000, and within 6 months, her account was negative 200. Like that's a mismanagement of money all day. And to my degree, with her being a traveling nurse, some of those traveling nurses, if they're not married, they don't even have a house. They have a suitcase. They live out the suitcases, you know. And a lot of them just, have clothes and stuff over friends and family house, and they just, go for the world, you know. But for the ones that are married, they significant others always keep them on a budget, and they tend to work things out. But like I said, until next time, you know what I say? We here and we gone.